Hey guys, long time no see. I mean, unless you've been on TikTok, of course. If you came from there, let me know. But today it's a tutorial on how to do this gorgeous set, if I do say so myself. Please excuse baby noises. But without further ado, let's get to the tutorial. I'm excited. All right, y'all, it has been a hot minute. I hope all has been well for y'all. Happy New Year! I just posted this. I'm probably gonna post this in early January. If I don't, call me out in the comments, but I'm shooting for early January in this one. I just wanted to have a little kiki, a little chit chat while I did these nails, as well as tell you how I did them. So I've already buffed and base coated them, so I do that beforehand. But if you'd like a tutorial on how I buff and prime my nails for regular paint, let me know in the comments below. Now I'm just adding the first nude. I actually used two nudes on these. The first nude is like a darker nude. It's from Beetles. By the way, I get all my Beetles polishes from Amazon. I have quite the collection because they're so easy to get. But yeah, I just start off by putting on the first coat. I'll do one coat of this personally, and then I will pop it in the lamp for 60 seconds. Or is it 30? No, it really doesn't matter for the first one because it's going to go in the lamp so much. So I probably just did 30 seconds. And once I take it out of the, I gotta keep calling it an oven. It's not an oven, it's a UV lamp. But if you're new, I call it an oven often. I've already pulled out my second nude, which is a lot lighter actually than the one next to it, as you can see. And it has a pinker tone to it, but not an overpowering pink tone, if that makes sense. And it is from the brand Memida. I think that's how you say it, Memida. I love Memida's brand. I love their nudes. They have a really nice consistency of nail polish. It's not too runny. I like a thicker polish personally. It just gives my press-ons a little extra strength, in my opinion. And it gives me more time to play with the actual product, because with thinner polishes, I don't know if it's because where I live, it's always hot, they seem to run more, and I just can't. I can't with runny polish. I hate it. By the way, while I'm just staring at my crusty, dusty hands because they're not done, I know a lot of press-on nail artists like to wear gloves. And if you're that person, go for it, girl. Love it. Me, however, I get why you do it, because you don't want to get the contact dermatitis, which can happen if you use a lot of gel. So if you're a newbie to gel products, be super careful. Don't get it on your skin. It's just, if you continue to get it on your skin, it can cause a reaction. And then once you have a reaction to gel, it never goes away. So I always recommend, if you're not confident in being tidy and clean in your polishes, definitely use gloves. But for me personally, I just don't wear them. I don't like them. I don't know. It's just a me thing. I know a lot of people think gloves add to the cleanliness, but I never touch the gel. I never touch the nails once I've started, because it's not good for my skin. So for me personally, I kind of think gloves are pointless unless I'm working on somebody and I feel the need to use gloves. Like if I'm doing a pedicure or something, I would use gloves. But for press-ons, I usually don't. I also use a sterilizer. I used one, or wherever I've worked, they've had a sterilizer. So I love sterilizers. Maybe I'll show y'all later if you want to see it. Leave in the comments below if you want to see my sterilizer. But basically, it's like an oven that kills everything you put in it. It's really strong. In fact, you can't leave plastic things in there for too long, otherwise it'll mess up your plastic, because it is that strong. The lights will eat the plastic. It's crazy. Anyway, back to the nails. I usually do 2 coats of the Mimida just because it's pretty sheer. It's thick but sheer. So after I've laid the darker nude down, I will go back in and put at least 2 coats of this polish down. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna do right here. I'll probably speed up the video a little bit just so y'all don't get too bored, because I will go over and investigate my painting forever. Oh, and I'm really trying to get better at closing my bottles. I have spilt so many bottles, it's embarrassing. So I've gotten very good at closing my bottles. And I will do 2 coats of the Mimida, and on the second coat, I will do 60 seconds on it. Okay, I'm gonna go in and do a little line work with some gold gel. Oh my gosh, I don't have my gel in front of me to tell you what it is, but it's in like one of those little pots with the gel in it instead of it being like a brush. So I do have to use a stencil brush that you see here. And I normally try to link the brushes and tools that I use, but I hate these brushes. I hate them so much. They are the absolute worst brushes I've ever used. 2 of them have already broken. They broke within like a week of using them, which sucks. And they didn't even break like from me using acetone or too much alcohol, or maybe I accidentally nuked them. No, I literally was just cleaning them off with a paper towel and they fell apart. So 0 out of 10 would I recommend these to y'all. And for that reason, I will not be putting them in the comments below. No, or the description box. They are horrible. Sorry. Now, I would call this a French tip design, but barely. Because it's technically on the tip, but because of the squiggly line, it makes it way easier than trying to get that really crisp smile line that a normal French tip would have. I feel like it may look intimidating for a beginner, but I'm telling you right now, this was way easier than trying to get a crisp smile line. So if you are a new nail tech, or you're just new to painting, or you want to learn how to paint your nails at home and want to do designs, I really do recommend this design for pretty much anybody. It looks hard, but it's really, really not once you start doing it. It's just squiggles. And once that's done, I do pop it in the oven for 60 seconds just because it's a new pot for me. And I did not want to test to see how little of time I can put it in the oven for, which I love to do with all my polishes. But I try not to do that with the new ones because I just want to see how they perform first. I am pleased to say the little pot worked very well. Okay, next up is one of my favorite flash black glitters. It's called YTD, and they have the prettiest polishes I have ever used. I absolutely love them. They're just simply gorgeous. My only thing I would have to say with YTD is that I run out of them way too fast. That might just be a me thing because I try to put it probably in if I could put it in every set, I totally would because it's just gorgeous. I love them. I feel like I'm saying that I love a lot of products in this video, but it's because it is true. Like, this is what I do. I'm a collector, and I only use, like, things that I actually do enjoy. And if I don't enjoy it and I'm testing it out, I'll go and tell you exactly how I feel about it. I absolutely hate these brushes that I'm using. The only reason I'm using them is because I bought them. But by the way they are, like, acting, I will probably have a new set of brushes by the end of next month. I just can't with these brushes. But all the polishes I've used, they are like my favorite polishes. Like, I go through so many of these polishes, it's insane. I also recently started getting PR from a brand. I'll probably do a video using their polishes soon, but I really enjoy their polishes as well. And yes, I am getting way off topic, so let me get back into these nails. So I am going to apply 2 coats of this goldy flashback polish from YTD, but I only put it on the tips of the nails with this stupid brush that I hate. I'm going to swipe it all around the end of these nails, and then I'm going to nuke them at the end of this for about 30 seconds because it is super thin layers. Like, the polish is thick, but I only take a little bit of the glitter for this particular set of nails. So I have a question for some of y'all, because I know some people have reached out and told me that they watch me during their Cosmo school. Girl, do I have a story time for you. So if you're OG, like from 2 years ago on TikTok, you would probably know about the W stories. And this is like why it's kind of freaking funny and crazy at the same time. When I was going into Cosmo School, they had these really big flat screens all over the wall. And they said they were for the customers, you know, like just to show off what we can do and everything. Lies. They would have people that didn't have anything to do, or, you know, we do these dot things. So if you were done with, they called them dots, which is basically tasks or chores for the day. Once you were done with those, they would sit you in the front and either give you busy work or tell you to learn something on YouTube. But for me, it was a bit different because I was into nails and none of the teachers really knew how to do nails. So once I was done with everything, or it was like almost time to go, or we had to learn how to do something for nails, because you do have to do nails for state board, what they would do is put on freaking YouTube. I'm not even kidding. Like, right here, what I'm doing, this is the kind of video they would put up. And I just think that that's crazy that some poor soul is sitting in their Cosmo class right now with teachers that don't know how to do something, like mine didn't know how to do nails, and they're learning from people on YouTube that they could get for free at their house. It's just, oh, side eye. Like, I don't understand why they even say that they teach something when they don't. Why would you advertise? Like, my school, they advertise nails, they advertise waxing, they advertise eyelash extensions. And tell me why they didn't know how to do none of them. None of them. All they could do really was hair. And most of that, they couldn't even do right. There were like a couple teachers that were good, like actually good at their job in doing hair and like whatever they specialized in, like color. But girl, child, if you ain't got nobody that can teach you how to actually do some nail extensions, don't put that in your brochure. Or better yet, hire. Hire somebody that knows how to do what you're advertising for. I don't understand. Like, I never understood that. And they would get salty when I asked, like, why don't y'all know how to do this? And I don't know if it's like every school, but the school I went to actually had a room for people to learn how to do nails. It was ventilated how it's supposed to be legally ventilated. I don't know if you know this, but your salon is supposed to have ventilation in order for it to be a proper running salon. At least where I worked, you like in the state that I work at, you had to have proper ventilation so you don't, injure somebody's lungs. But tell me why. Tell me why we used our nail room that was actually properly ventilated as a storage room. I kid you not. They had that ventilated room, that beautiful ventilated room, as a storage slash, not a break room, but like where they would go and train people how to cut hair room. I can't tell you how much that irked my soul. It irked my soul so dang bad, because how you going to advertise that y'all know how to do nails and you're going to teach us how to do nails and all this stuff on your brochure, but your nail room that's supposed to just be for nails is a storage room? Like, what is that? And their nail bar, so pitiful. They would actually get donated nail polish, which was not the problem. The problem was the polish was so run down and old and full of acetone to try to thin it out. If you're like running out of a polish, you can put a little acetone in there to revive whatever's left. Girl, 80% of all of our bottles were acetone. It was sad. But still, that was not the problem. Like, I could even live with that, even though it was like gross. My problem is they had us in the corner of the entire salon looking like the little redheaded stepchild in the very back where you couldn't see us, sitting right next to the room that was meant for nails. Gag. They was wrong for that. They were so wrong for that. But I digress. There's just some things in life you have to laugh about, and that is one of them. Anyway, let's get back to these nails, because I have flown off the rails. Okay, so I have put back that gold champagne YTD, and I've actually grabbed some silver flashback YTD nail polish now, and I'm just going to lightly feather that on top of the gold to give it a lighter effect. It's like a really pretty effect. You just need the tiniest bit of the silver glitter, and you're just going to feather that. I used an ombre brush, and it's from the brand Vastard. I think that's what it's called, Vastard. I much prefer these brushes. I should have gotten these brushes again. Why I didn't, I do not know. I guess I like to try things, that's why. So I just tried out the other brushes, and I have learned a lesson. They are horrid. But the Vastard collection brushes, they're great. I like these brushes. They're okay. No complaints. Be careful with acetone and alcohol, because they are brushes. You do kind of have to like take care of the bristles. Otherwise, they start to get all fuzzy, and then you have to replace them faster. And I'm done with the glitter now. And to clean up that little gold band that I have on top, I'm actually going to go over it again with the same gold pot that you see here. I will say you don't have to go over it again. It's just what I like to do, because I just didn't want any of the glitter to be on top of that gold strip. But it honestly looked fine without it. I don't think I had like a ton of glitter spillage on top of that gold. But It's just what I chose to do. This is like art, you know? You can have a little creative freedom if you want. It's not like you have to follow specifically what I'm doing exactly unless it's like structural. But none of this is structural. It's just art. But I am, while I'm doing this, thinking of doing for the next video a Q&A. I do have a ton of questions from TikTok, but I would like to answer the questions on the comments below on YouTube because this is YouTube. So if you have any questions, pretty much about anything, it could be nail related, or if you follow me on TikTok, if you want to know a little bit more about my life. I know on Facebook, we talk a lot about my personal life more, about my kids, my pets, and all of that. But, you know, if you have a question, I don't mind answering it here either. Oh, speaking of running out of polish, I go through so much Beetles top coat so freaking fast. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, here's me just opening up a new box of that. It's not like a PR package or anything. I wish. Beetles, I really wish. But no, it is solely just I needed a refill on my Beetles. And I'm so excited because they actually put a full bottle of matte top coat. Oh my Lord, I have been praying that they would do that because I go through so much matte so freaking fast. And all they have is those little, I think it's 5-ounce bottles. What am I going to do with that? So yeah, I got a full 15 milliliter bottle of matte, and I'm just so happy about that. It's the little things, you know, it's the little things. And they are currently my favorite brand of top coat and base, but mainly the top coat. I'm not too picky on my base. I really like McCart's gel top coat. I just like how it looks. I just wish it wasn't so thin. In my opinion, it's a lot thinner of a consistency, and I really like a thick top coat just because it makes your press-ons, it gives your press-on that acrylic look. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, everybody asks which brands that I use the most, and I would really have to say Beetles. Like, Beetles. McCart would be a close second. I really do love their pigmented paint, but I just can't with their top coat. Not until they get thicker consistency on that top coat. That's my only gripe about that. I'll probably only put one coat of the Beetles top coat on because it's that thick. You really don't need a second coat. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I have not, like, the tips of my coffins are kind of like bulbous and a little bit not perfectly sharp. Once I'm done painting all of these and I've nuked it, I keep saying nuke. When I say nuke, I mean I like put it under the lamp so they can cure and dry up pretty much. Yeah, once I've nuked them for the final time, I'm actually going to go back and file them. You do not have to do that. It's just what I do. They just look crispier that way, if that makes sense. I feel like if you do it at the end, if you file at the end, they just look a little bit better. It's not a requirement though. You can file them in the beginning. It's easier to file them in the beginning because they're not as thick, but in my personal opinion, they don't look as good either. It's just my opinion. My opinion. That's all. I told y'all I was going to be filing my life away, but we are almost done, so I'm going to start chit-chatting about stuffs again. Now, you might have noticed that there are only 5 nails on here, and that's because I already completed the other side off camera, just because I wanted to make sure that was the design I was going for. I do pull inspo from other nail designs that I've seen, but I do kind of veer off the path a little bit. These are the cards that I use for every nail set I do, unless it's super bougie and I feel like it needs a little more protection. I've never made a set that I personally think needs more protection because they already come in a box. But if it was like a $200 set, they could come in a box. I personally use clear tape. I know some other nail artists, they like to use that white foam tape. I just don't like it. I don't know. To each their own. I like the clear tape personally, and I get it thin so it's not sticking out at the ends of my nails or whatever. But yeah, the tape you use, it doesn't really matter. It's just what I personally use. And here I am plating. I call it plating. I don't know why, because it's kind of like a plate like you use for dinner in my mind. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna plate the nails right here, and then I'm gonna go do some glamour shots. These nails are actually available on my Etsy right now. This exact set is. It's just as good as if I made them custom. The only difference is they come in small, medium, so you don't get custom sizing. But that's pretty much it. Oh, and you don't get to pick the shape, of course. They're in long coffin. So if you are wanting this exact set, you know, hit me up in the DMs. And here they are, looking all lovely and plated and gorgeous like a snack. Oh my gosh. But that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed the set. Leave your questions, comments down below for the Q&A next time. Bye.